Let's learn why English is a funny language from a Toastmaster of the day today. Give a big round of applause to DTM Nancy George Vijo. Over to you.
Thank you, President Cajetan Barreto. Now, let me all ask you this question. We all converse in English. We've all been speaking in English for many, many years. Have you come across situations where you found English is funny? English doesn't make sense? It's so stupid sometimes that they say there's grammar, but grammar's messed up. There are words which are taken from India, there are words which are taken from Philippines, and yet they call it English. And yet, all of us speak English, all of us practice English, and all of us love English. Now, some of you nodded your head immediately as I asked this. Some of you were like speculating, what is she going to say today? What is she up to? Well, let me give you 20 reasons why I personally think that English is a funny language. And I assure you that by the end of my TMOD role, you will also be either convinced or confused. Let me share my presentation. Let me take you through this now. So, English is definitely a funny language. I want to give you a quick intro. Where did English originate? So it originated in England, and it's a language of UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and all that. And do you know that 1/3 of the world's population speaks in English? You're right, 1/3, about 2 billion people. Now, where did English exactly originate from? You'd be surprised, because English belongs to the Indo-European family of languages, and it covers the whole span of countries from Iceland to India. And did you know that it was first called, its parent tongue was first called the Proto-Indo-European language? It wasn't English, it was a Proto-Indo-European language, and it was practiced 5,000 years ago by nomads. Now, why is it funny? Let me tell you why. Fact number one, English mixes up nouns and verbs. Nouns are the name of people, animal, things, and places. Words are doing words like sitting, standing, but English tends to mix it up. For example, are you planning a table, or are you tabling a plan? Let me ask you the second question. Are you booking a place, or are you placing a book? Forget all that. The third one, are you lifting a thumb, or are you thumping a lift? See what I'm telling you? Don't believe me yet? Let me tell you the second fact. Now, we know that the plurals always have an S or an ES, right? But then why does it sound so very different? Don't get me? Let me ask you here. Read this slowly. Cats, S. Dogs, Z. Why the Z? Horses, why the is here? Read the next paragraph. Cuts, S again. Good. Jogs, the Z. Then why not put it Z? Why did they put it S? And the last one again. Forces and is. Still not convinced? Third fact, the plural case. So we just need to add an S, right, to make it a plural? No, English is not going to give it to you so easily. For man, it is men. For woman, it is women. Tooth, teeth, foot, feet. Goose, geese, mouse, mice, and louse, lice. Why complicate life? If that's not enough, they go ahead with ox, oxen, child, children, brother, brethren. Now, to get us all the more confused and fed up about the language, they have another sense of it. Well, they call deer, deer, sheep, sheep, moose, moose, and goose, goose. Still not convinced? Let me give you the next reason. Fact number 4, the D. Now, what's with the D? You think for yourself and give me an answer to this. I've been trying to figure out an answer for a very long time. Why is there a D in fridge, but there's no D in refrigerator? Exactly, right? It's just a blink, blink. That's exactly how I have been feeling too. Let me give you the fifth fact before I introduce you to the role players of today's meeting, the chance play. Well, when you use the word to say that there's a very little possibility of something happening, either you say there's a slim chance or you say there's a fat chance. But you know what happens in English? Both the slim chance and both the fat chance mean the same thing. For example, a fat chance he has of coming in first. And it's the same if you say there's still a slim chance that we can win. English is definitely a funny language. Is there anyone who understands Bengali or Marathi? So what does goti in Bengali Marathi mean?
Goti is a phonetic version of the word fish.
Yes, exactly. It means fish. Now, will you believe me if I tell you fish in Marathi and fish in English mean the same thing? Let me tell you why. Just look at this calculation. It's very easy. This is the process. Enough. GH is supposedly F in English. Women. O is I. Competition. T is FISH. Goti. Doesn't it make sense? No? If it doesn't, let's move on to the next one. The seventh fact, the nose and the feet story. Now this, you got to give me an explanation. Why is it that your nose runs and your feet smells? Still not convinced? Fact number 8, shipments and cargoes. Was English so complicated that they had to complicate a shipment and a cargo? A shipment is when we transport something by car. And when we transport something by ship, it's called a cargo. Why couldn't it be a car meant and a ship go? English has to be complicated, doesn't it? I will give you one more before we move on to the prepared speakers. The W saga. We all know that the W is the fourth last letter in the English alphabet. Isn't W actually double B? I will let you ponder on that. How do you fill a form, DTM Priscilla?
With a pen, with a pencil.
Yes, you fill it with a pen or a pencil. You fill a form by filling it out, DTM Priscilla. You fill it out. That's how you fill a form. Now, along with the question, along with this activity, dear audience, here is the 11th fact, why I tell you that English is funny. DTM Jayden, would you please read what's written on the right?
Read and lead. You should read to lead.
Wonderful. Can you read the second paragraph?
Read and lead. She read the book. It was a lead pencil.
Doesn't rhyme, does it? Thank you, Toastmaster Jayden. Why is it that you have the same spelling for read and read and lead and led when they mean totally different things? Toastmaster Tejasvi, is somebody a singular or a plural form? Somebody. Is it one person?
Singular.
Perfect. What about everybody? Is it singular or is it plural?
Plural.
Perfect. Then can you tell me why? Why is it that we say everybody is happy and not everybody are happy? All right. It is a funny language. Toastmaster Tejasvi, can you also please answer the 13th fact? Because this is a question that's been troubling me for years. Can you please read this?
Situation, revolution, competition, position, pollution, dimension.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tejasvi. Dear audience, tell me why there is a TION and it's still read situation, revolution, competition, position, and pollution, while dimension is with an S. Let me present, ladies and gentlemen, my 14th fact as to why English is a funny language. It's related to food, customers, and waiting. Now, can you tell me why, if a waiter serves food and a customer does the waiting for the food, why is the person who serves food called the waiter? Still not Let me present my 15th fact, the had game. Can you all read it? Just read it. The had game. All the faith he had no effect on his life. Give me a break. Now, dear ladies and gentlemen, so we've been talking and I've given you 15 facts as to why English is a funny language. Now, let me give you the rest of the 4 facts, the young ones. In Malayalam, which is a language in India, if you want to say the young one of a dog, you say patikuti. The young one of a cat, puchukuti. The young one of a cow, pashukuti. There are lots and lots of kutis, which just means baby. But what happens in English? A bear, a bobcat, a cheetah, hyena, and lion, their babies are called cubs. A dog's baby is called a pup, while a cat's baby is called a kitten, and a hen's baby is called a chicken, or it's called a chick. Well, I just have one question to those people who created English. Why complicate life? Why not call them babies instead? Like a bear baby, a bobcat baby, a cheetah baby, a hyena baby, a lion baby, a dog baby, a cat baby, a hen baby. Why not, right? Because English is weird and English is a funny language. Fact number 17, an oxymoron, which my best friend Tejasvi has delightfully carried away my slide. Well, why do you want to say something like you found missing or you act naturally? You're seriously funny and you're pretty ugly? I don't get it. Well, the next fact, why is a comma so powerful? Let me give you the reason why. Well, it's the same statement separated by a comma. Let's eat, Grandma. Let's eat, Grandma. Well, the simple act of putting a comma stops you from being a cannibal. Yes, English is a funny language, isn't it? Fact number 19. Why is the E so powerful? How many letters or alphabets are there in the English language? 26, right? But it is a fact that 11% of all the words in English language contains the letter E. Well, then why do you have the rest? The rest of the language is 25 alphabets? I don't know. Think for yourself. And now, before I hand over the virtual dice back, let me give you the 20th fact, for which I urge you all to come to a conclusion or be confused. Is English a funny language? May I ask our president, DTM Kejetan Barreto, to read this.
English is a difficult language. It can be understood through tough, thorough thought, though.
There you go. Thank you, DTM Kejetan. Now, DTM Kejetan could easily ace it. But let me ask you again, dear ladies and gentlemen, why is English so complicated? Why is English so weird? Why is English so funny? Now it's up to you to decide. Is English funny? Have I left you convinced or have I left you confused? With that, I hand over the virtual stadium back to our president, Toastmaster.